Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? I hope you are in good condition. Today, I would like to give a presentation about 7 ways to improve your conversation. Let's go to the topic. The first way is clarify your objective. Think of a conversation as a journey you are taking together. It will very quickly start to wander off track if you is unclear where you are going. You will complete the journey effectively only if you both know clearly where you are aiming for. The first thing that must there in every conversation is to propose your objective, your goals, or your will. Why you want to have a conversation with a people or a person. The headlines examples is I want to talk to you about blah 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 blah. You can make it uh, make it simple with your language, and then I've looked at the plan and I've got some suggestions. Next, I've called this meeting to make a decision about project. Blah 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 blah. That is headlines. Uh, Same as uh, it's like a newspaper. In conversation, it is also have a headlines. What is your will? Next is objective, roughly divided into two categories. First is exploring a problem and then finding a solution. So when you are start talking with the people, with a person, you may you should uh, you of course should exploring a problem. You explain to them what is your problem, what is your intention, why you are talking to them, what is the problem, and what's the matter the problem to you and to your talking about, and then find the solution. So in every conversation, of course, the goal is finding solution or the agreement between the people. So yeah, that is a category in dividing objective in conversation. So next, the second is structural thinking. Thinking, as we have seen, can be modeled at two-stage process. First stage thinking is thinking about a problem. Second stage thinking is thinking about a solution. As I explained before, many managerial conversations lead to second stage thinking without spending nearly enough time in the first stage. They look for solution and almost ignore the problem. We all know that we have when we are talking with people, we have intention that the problem must be done. Uh, the problem must be done in this conversation. You focus on the solution. You have a will to today in this time. I want to this problem is clear with these people, with this person. So skilled conversation holders can steer the conversation by linking the following. First, the past and the present. You are telling the stories. What is the background of the problem, and then the present. What is the matter of the past stories and the present condition, and then the problem and the solutions. First stage and second stage thinking, request and answer, of course, negative ideas and positive ideas, opinion about what is true with speculation about the consequences. Next, in the in every conversation we should thinking about the stage, of course, but the stage will divided can be divided by four point. The acronym is WASP: Welcome, Acquire, Supply, and Parts. So the first is welcome. In the first stage thinking, at the first, state your objective, set the scene, and establish your relationship. Of course, when you are talking about talking with the people, you will thinking this is the moment. This is the right moment to talk with them with this topic. And then you should thinking about what is your relationship with the people you're talking about. And then acquired, still in the first stage thinking. The second step is in information gathering. Concentrate on finding out about the mirror, what is the mirror, from as many angles as you can. So not only in your angles when you are explaining the problem, but in different angles in your opposites, in your people talking about, in the angle of another people. So you have much a point of view you can share or you can explain the problem to. And then supply, second stage thinking. Summarize what we have learned and begin to work out what to do with the information. Of course, if you are have gathered the information, uh, you should know that after I have the information, what I gonna do, what I going to do. And next and the last is part second stage thinking. Work out what you have agreed. You state explicitly the conversation's outcome. The action will result from it. So the result of conversation will state in this stage. And then there are four types of conversation. First is relationship, possibility, opportunity, and action. Next, third way is manage your time. Managing the time for the conversation. Work out how much time you have. Don't just assume that there is no time. Be realistic. If necessary, make an appointment. And then managing time in the conversation. Conversation can go too fast. It may be fast when you both become solutions oriented and not give enough time in explaining the problem comprehensively. And when your conversation go too slow, it may be slow down when one person starts to dominate the conversation, when questions dry up, when people pause a lot, and when the energy drops awareness. And then you can adjust the time in your conversation by making a little bit slow or fast, depend on how condition in the conversation. Try to become aware how fast the conversation is going and how fast you're thinking it I think it should be going. Next. Then find the common ground. You mostly begin in your own private territory. Then use the conversation to find boundaries and openings where you can cross over the other person's ground. Notice how you ask for and give the permission for these moves to happen. If you are asking the permission to move into a new territory, you might first is make remarks tentatively express yourself with a lot of hesitance padding, such as perhaps we might blah 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 blah. I suppose I think blah 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 blah. It's possible that, and then much more. And pause before speaking. Look away or down a lot. Explicitly ask permission. Do you mind if I mention blah blah blah, blah? Or may I speak freely about blah 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 blah? It's depend to you. And then move beyond argument. Opinions are often mistaken for the truth. Whenever you hear someone, maybe yourself, saying that something is a well established fact, you can be certain that they are voicing an opinion. Adversarial conversations stop the truth from emerging, or doing actually stop your exploring and discovering ideas, and the quality of the conversation rapidly worsens. People are too busy defending themselves, too frightened, and too battle fatigued to do any better. And then the ladder of inference is a powerful model that helps you move beyond argument. It was developed initially by Chris Argyris. He pictures the way people think in conversation as a ladder. At the bottom of the ladder is conversation, is observation. At the top is action. The ladder of inference gives you more choice about where to go in a conversation. It it helps you to slow down your thinking. It allows you to become more aware of your own thinking. Make that thinking available to the other person and ask them about their thinking. Next is summarize often. Perhaps the most important of all the skills of conversation is the skill of summarizing. Summarize allow you to state your objective, return to it, and check that you have achieved it, and help you to structure your thinking, help you to manage time more effectively, help you to seek the common ground between you, and help you to move beyond adversarial thinking. Summarize must be genuine. They must be supported by all the nonverbal cues that demonstrate your recognition, appreciation, and understanding. And those cues will look more genuine if you actually recognize, appreciate, and at least seek to understand. And then the last way is use virtuals. Scribbling on the nearest bit of a paper or using a flip chart. Less obvious visual aids include the gesture and facial expressions you make. And the last is word picture, the image people can create in each other's mind with the word they use. And recording your ideas on paper. Recording ideas in this way also helps to make a conversation more democratic. Once, once on paper, ideas become common property. All parties to the conversation can see them, add to them, comment on them, and combine them. And the last is using metaphors. It brings your meaning alive in listeners' mind. They shift the listeners' focus and direct their attention to what the speakers want them to see. And yeah, we have the end the presentation. Thank you for your attention, and uh, I apologize if I must have more mistake in this presentation. And then thank you and good night.